Welcome to Tales of the Getaway Guy, an adventure into 23 years of TV getaways all across New York State and beyond. Our travels will occasionally venture into 23 years of radio days where my broadcasting career began. So hold on, buckle up. I've got everything you're going to need for your next getaway. Hello again, Mike O'Brien, your Getaway Guy. Are you ready for some great food finds in Toronto? Yes. Get comfy. Hope you brought your appetite. That's exactly what we're going to do today. I have traveled to Toronto and done so many shows there. It's just unlimited. And today we're going to zero in on a couple of great food finds that I found just for you. And we'll do that in a second. First, I want to welcome back our partner, Powers Farm Market. Love these guys. Marsh Road, Pittsford. Powers has everything you need if you're looking for perennials or annuals, hanging baskets, all that good stuff for outdoor pots, and also, fresh baked goods. You ready? Baked pies, breads. They get them every day. I could never work there. Kids love the animals at Powers, the alpacas and the goats and the ponies. It's a great family getaway when you need your stuff and you want to have a little bit of fun. Open every day. Powers Farm Market, Marsh Road in Pittsford. Well, today we're going to do those food finds in Toronto. And these are places that you are just going to, even if you don't go to Toronto, you're going to love to watch all of this because it's just kind of fun to know that it's all there. And if you plan a trip there in the future, well, there it is. So there are qualifications to cross the border, which I'll tell you about in just a second. But first, let's do the food.
Great food finds in Toronto. Hello again, Mike O'Brien, your Getaway Guy. Today I'm at the great, famous, historic St. Lawrence Market, downtown Toronto. And this is one of my favorite places. Mike's Fish Market. Just one of many seafood joints here at the St. Lawrence Market, but for me, the best one for fresh, raw oysters. If you love them like I do, it doesn't get any fresher. Today I chose a few oysters from New Brunswick and a few from Prince Edward Island, briny and delicious. The St. Lawrence Market is a favorite food find in Toronto because every food imaginable is here, fresh and authentic. The St. Lawrence Market, 93 Front Street, open every day except Sundays and Mondays. Saturday mornings at the market, I think they're the best. If Toronto is your next getaway, bring a small cooler and take back some good stuff. Why not? Now, here's another one of my favorite food finds in Toronto, porchetta. Imagine seasoned pork roasts wrapped in prosciutto, sliced and served on a sourdough roll. Delicious. One of my faves, porchetta, 545 King Street West, and right next to it, down this alleyway, my next food find in Toronto, Pizzeria Libretto. Authentic Neapolitan pizza made with their signature imported ovens from Naples, Italy, certified and satisfying, offering beer and wine and a ton of other great Italian menu items. Libretto is always one of my stops when I'm here on a getaway in Toronto. With 4 locations here in Toronto, I like this King Street West location of Libretto the best. Remember, for all my videos, just go to my website, thegetawayguy.com. From Toronto, Canada, Mike O'Brien, your Getaway Guy.
Whew, are you hungry now? I am, and I did that a few years ago, but it still looks as tantalizing today as it did back then. Now, here's an update on Pizzeria Libretto, just so you know. That particular location on King Street West is temporarily closed. A lot of things have changed since we recorded that show, but they have many other locations in Toronto. There's one on University Avenue. It's across from the Shangri-La Hotel, just down from the Hilton Hotel. It's a great downtown location. It's delicious. It's wonderful. And it's very close to almost anything you do in Toronto. So that's the one location that is open. There's another one on Ossington Avenue, 221 Ossington. It's kind of a neighborhood area, but it's very close to downtown. I mean, it's literally like a couple of miles away at best. And that's the location that I first visited when I did discover Pizzeria Libretto years ago. I love the location, and you will too. It's a little less city, more neighborhood-like. That's on Ossington. They have one on Danforth Avenue, east of the city, and on Dundas Street, west of downtown, just so you know. But if you want to check out their website to see the locations, go to pizzerialibretto.com. Now, Qualifications to get into Canada. By the way, I have two more great food finds in Toronto right after this. I want to let you know, you got to bring your proof of vaccination. You must also register. They call it Arrive Can. Arrive, A-R-R-I-V-E, capital C-A-N. It's the way to register. And you register online, and then you print out your receipt, and you bring that with you as well. Also bring your passport or your enhanced driver's license, and that should get you into the border and, more importantly, back into the United States. But again, things change rapidly with things the way they are. So always go to this particular website, travel.gc.ca, and that will give you up-to-date information about requirements crossing the border, okay? And you also might want to check with New York State requirements as well, just to be sure you have everything when you head out to Toronto. Let's go back to Toronto. Here's a place that I always go to when I'm leaving Toronto, and it's called San Francisco Imports. Well, it used to be called Imports. Now it's San Francisco Sandwiches. New owners, but it's still a place in the Little Italy neighborhood off of College. It's on Clinton Street, and it's in a neighborhood that is all filled with Italian restaurants, but it's more of a neighborhood kind of a place. There are residences there. But I always go to San Francisco Imports, San Francisco Sandwiches, and I get their delicious veal sandwiches or their steak sandwich or their chicken sandwich, and they have it a little bit of sauce on there from the big boiling pot of sauce. Get some peppers on there. Careful for the hot ones. They are really hot. So if you're heading back home and you're on the QEW and you got a hot pepper in your mouth, you probably will want to have to pull over. But enjoy the sandwiches from San Francisco. I wrap up a couple before I go home, and so I've got them. And they always ask me at the border, "Are you bringing anything back?" And I go, "Yes." "You want one? It's a veal sandwich." They never take it, but anyway. And another thing in Toronto as well, that if you're looking for a steakhouse and you have a lot of room on your credit card, check out one of my favorite places to go to, which is under the Hilton Hotel, believe it or not, on University Avenue. Underneath, downstairs, you go into the hotel, take the escalator way down into the basement, and hidden way around the corner is Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. Now, I know it's a chain, but for a consistent steakhouse, and there are many in Toronto, I find that Ruth's Chris is the place guaranteed for a good meal. It is not cheap at all. But if you got the money and you want a good steak and you're downtown, I like the convenience, I like the quality, I like the consistency of Ruth's Chris. So check it out. It's downstairs in the Hilton Hotel, a couple of other food finds. If you're looking for a place to get away, forget the world for a couple of days, another one of our partners, the good people at Catherine Cottages. Montour Falls. That's near the Watkins Glen Gorge, which is a great getaway down in the Finger Lakes. Catherine Cottages, thanks for being a part of our show. 4 beautiful, comfortable cottages, rustic comfort, and Catherine Cottages is dog friendly. There aren't too many places anymore that accept your dogs, but they do here. Catherine Cottages, dog friendly. It's, like I say, near the gorge at Watkins Glen. And I love it here. It's so clean, it's so beautiful, and it's so peaceful. 4 comfortable cottages. Weekday availability is open. Weekends pretty much full. But for fall foliage in September and October, check out the weekday availability at CatherineCottages.com. Notice the spelling, CATHARINE, cottages.com. Tell them the Getaway Guy sent you. We talked about San Francisco foods, the steak sandwiches, and we talked about the steakhouse as well, plus everything else you saw in the show, including the St. Lawrence Market. There's also the Kensington Market, which is near Spadina. And that's another great weekend find if you're looking for little places as well. We do have a podcast question here on the show today, and this one comes from Margot in Greece. And Margot writes, "I used to listen to you on WBBF radio in the 70s. You're aging me, Margot. You're aging me. Her question is, what were your favorite contests And giveaways, I always tried to win. Everybody tried to win. I got to tell you, we gave away more stuff on WBBF radio. We had contests all the time. It was so much fun. As a DJ, I got to give away cars and cash, appliances. It was crazy. I felt like, an appliance salesman. It was just nuts. We would give away so much stuff because we always wanted contests for you to participate in that got you to listen to the radio station more. That was the whole idea of contests in radio. That was WBBF, and one of the big ones we had was the BBF money button. Do you remember that? If you were around in the 70s like I was a mere babe though, 3 years old. All right, 13. All right, 23. I could keep going on and on. But the BBF money button, so you would go to various locations, pick up a free money button, you would put it on your body, and if we were out and about in the streets, any of us DJs, looking for people wearing the money button, we'd give you instant cash. That was fun. It was huge. No one had ever done it in Rochester radio before, and that was a big deal. The BBF money, but I still have mine. In fact, that's the picture that you're seeing. I have it. It's one of my little keepsakes. The other thing we did, not at WBBF, but at WVOR, and this again is the early 80s. That's when I began there. I began in 1980 at WBBF, or at WVOR rather. We had this thing called the Money Machine. And do you remember that? The Money Machine was huge. It was a big, giant plexiglass booth that we took around everywhere. And for opening day at Irondequoit Mall, wow, talk about going back in time in radio, for opening day, and there's the picture of us. There's Tony and Dee and me, Dan Guilfoyle, John Gubbiotti. We were all there doing the Money Machine. You would get inside this booth, a lucky contestant, and we would turn on the air, and it would blow money, real money, cash. And you had 60 seconds to grab as much money as you could. And people walked away with a lot of money. The buzzer would stop, the door would open, and every piece of cash that you had in your hand or in your pockets, or wherever you wanted to do, stuff it. In fact, we had one person, no, I don't want to get into that. But it was just unbelievable, the amount of money that would be generated in the booth, and people walked away with cash. It was a great contest. It was the Money Machine, and it was crazy. Again, nothing like this had been done before in Rochester, but WVOR did it, and it was fun. It was fun bringing that around and seeing the reactions of people as they walked away with money. And it was fun to watch. It really was. So, Margot, I hope I answered your question. I'm sorry you weren't a contestant winner at any point, but I hope you had fun listening to WVOR and WBBF, which you mentioned in the 70s. Hey, Jim's on Main, another one of our partners. We love Jim's. If you love a good, cheap breakfast, I go to Jim's on Main all the time. 785 East Main Street, breakfast and lunch. Then there's Jim's at the mall, too, at the mall at Greenwich Center. They're open breakfast, lunch, dinner. Good breakfast, cheap. Late riser, one of my favorites. Coffee refills. It's a great place to go. Jim's on Main or Jim's at the mall. Cash only. ATM machine is available, and they're open every day. I love Jim's. I like to go on the weekdays. It's not as crowded. Weekends can get really, really crowded, but everybody goes to Jim's. I just ran into the Monroe County supervisor, and is that the name of the position? Monroe County, the head of Adam Bello, and I like Adam. I knew him when he was supervisor in Irondequoit, and now he's the big guy at the county, and so everyone goes there, and it's just a good place to see people, meet people, and have a good breakfast at Jim's. Travel books. Everybody wants a travel book this time of year. I don't blame you, and there they are. There's two of them, Volume 1, Volume 2. I'm going to give you Volume 1 for free when you order Volume 2, and they're only $14.95. So email me at MikeTheGetawayGuy@gmail.com. Tell me what you need. We'll take care of business. Volume 2 is yours when you buy it, and you'll get Volume 1 for free. MikeTheGetawayGuy@gmail.com. Also, the books are available at Powers Farm Market and Liftbridge Bookshop in Brockport. So they're good to use right now. 50 getaways in each one. Volume 2 has some haunted getaways as well. And wait till we get to October. We'll get into some haunted tales of the Getaway Guy as well. Hey, I hope you've had a lot of fun in today's show. I have. You're probably starving now. And you might want to just drive to Toronto and get some food, because now you know where to go. Powers Farm Market is a good place to go, a little bit closer to home. We thank them for being a part of our show. Nursery stock for everything you need, perennials, annuals, and beautiful flowers and pots and hanging baskets. You know Powers, you've probably driven by there 100 times. And they're famous for their fresh baked pies and bakery items. I love Powers. It's fun to go in there. You can spend, a little bit of time there. And the animals for the kids, they just love that. And you can feed them too. And the hanging baskets, and it's just a nice place to go. Thank you, Powers, for being a part of our show. Thank you, Catherine Cottages, for being a part of our show. And of course, Jim's on Maine as well. Joe here at Classy Wolf. And thank you for joining us. All my tales of the Getaway Guy can be found at thegetawayguy.com. That's thegetawayguy.com. I'll catch you next time. Until then, Mike O'Brien, your Getaway Guy.